Hello YouTube, Pajama Boy Desch is back. He hasn't got an update since his LD boards, I want to say like 2 years ago now. The concept of time is almost completely lost on me. Anyways, he's getting an FR, and I'm here to talk about it. Machina is also getting a C90, which is probably a bigger impact on the game than Desch, but we're going to talk about them all nonetheless. Anyways, in this video, before you pull on Desch's FR banners, I'll go over them, give you some things to think about before you potentially use your limited resources. If you're not familiar with my channel though, I play both JP and Global consistently, record all my runs, etc. And I use some of that experience to guide my opinions now in these guides. I put some personal plans out there, put some skin in the game, but I want to hear your plans too. So go in the comment section, let me know what you're thinking about the unit and what you're going to do with this banner. Like the video while you're here, subscribe if you aren't already, give me to 5,000 subscribers. I'm real close. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. You can become a member for $1. I always reply to your comments, and you can check out my streams. I stream events and polls sometimes, and I have my bi-weekly talk show, the Ranting Hour, where I talk about in-between stuff, kind of like the new JP changes with everybody getting a burst. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. But without further ado, let's talk about Desch, shall we? He is a melee and magic support unit. He provides brave damage and HP damage up to the party, and also weakness damage. He enchants the party with thunder, provides the defense down on the enemies. He's got RNG paralyze when enemies take a turn. So for example, there's a 25% chance they will gain a stun debuff after acting, after they take a turn. Otherwise, they just get a defense down. He's got massive damage reduction. His rework actually ups the damage reduction to, I think, 99%. I don't know how the exact numbers. Actually, numbers without context don't matter. It's a lot of damage reduction. You're probably going to get hit by triple digits of brave damage while Desch is in the party, depending on his stance, whether you're preventing magic or physical damage. He provides brave refund for party members after they do HP attacks as well. So say 20% of HP damage dealt, so similar to Bart's and Rosa and Garnet. So that's pretty nifty as well. And he heals on his skills as well. So his FR condition, it's 20% up when you do a thunder attack, and this is pretty easy for Desch to hit and anybody in the party as long as you're non-elemental, because he enchants the entire party with thunder. It's on turn only, no off turns like Cryo. And the other condition, it is an enemy turn passes while stunned. I didn't put in the slide, but it's plus 30%. This one's a little tricky for Desch to hit on his own, unfortunately, because again, he does have an RNG paralyze. So if it's not up on their turn, you'd probably want to lean on another stunner, such as in the team synergy listed below: Fang, Cloud, Raijin, Arciela. And this is, I believe, dependent. Arciela depends on whether they are about to do an HP attack. Agrius or Edward, for example, so they're all non-elemental, except for Raijin, but he hits the condition anyway. So yeah, you probably want to supplement Desch with one of them. Evaluation-wise, Desch's strengths are his damage reductions. Again, he massively reduces the incoming amount of brave and HP damage taken by the party, so it'll keep you safe. Please, I swear to God, Goose, I'm talking to you. If I see is Desch a tank discussion, you're getting banned. HP damage refund after turns for the entire party is nice. Burst heals on both of the skills means he can, again, keep your body healthy. He is an enchanter, so you'll hit higher brave damage numbers, and the additional weakness damage buff up means you could hit even higher weakness damage. That was kind of his claim to fame. Weaknesses wise though, his FR is tricky. Again, because his paralyze is RNG on enemy boss turns and they need to have taken a turn for it to go up, he's in a weird spot where you are not benefiting from no turning bosses. You absolutely have to let them act. So if they're speedy and they're stunned often, I guess that would work, but that's a really tricky scenario to do. And you want to supplement him with another stunner, but you might be lacking in damage at that point. So his FR ends up being kind of awkward, and the thunder focus in his kit makes him not fit easily into other elemental conditions. So if you're trying to run other ones than those, and you want to get the most out of the turns when Desch is the main FR, you want to bring non-elemental units so they can get the most out of their damage. Now here, Machina, this is the star of the banner, because boy, Machina is still already pretty stupid in the game right now, but he gets C90 stats, so the brave gains up to supplement his crazy HP attack. He's got trap damage. Well, I got ahead of myself. Machina is a melee burst damage dealer. He can do off turns with traps. He has a counter attack whenever he gets attacked with a brave hit. This comes from his EX buff, which he now starts with, by the way, so you can get that off the bat. And it has an HP attack now, which is even better. He's got self delay on his BT HP attack and but the BT HP attack is a single target nuke. He does a lot of damage on and off turn. It actually blends together very, very smoothly. So evaluation wise, his BT didn't get an upgrade because he had a BT plus already. But strengths are, Machina is really good at off turn damage. His LD trap went from 1 HP attack off turn to 2, and that scales well. He's got up to 30% HP cap on his BT, which also scales well with force. He's got self delay, so he can do that nuke on his turn, and this is provided you have his BT. Machina without BT is not really a unit. You send him backwards, so he can also benefit like Kane and be a call holder, and this is even more important now in Shenryu when you're trying to maximize whatever conditions you're trying to hit. He's got an insane BT phase potentially, just because you can either this is one of the benefits of FR, by the way. You can actually do Machina's BT phase without spamming his HP attacks and just use it to upkeep for his HP attacks overall throughout the battle, and just build gauge in there. But that special HP really is nuts, because now with the additional follow-up attack that you got, that's what, 9 HP attacks, and now he can hold an ultimate weapon, and he's got HP cap on his BT plus. Woo! Machina brings the pain. Weakness wise, he's a bit Brave Gain reliant because he doesn't have too many Brave hits, so if he's not refunding properly between his hits, his damage can just become very bad, and trying to line up his turns can be a bit painful. But I'm really stretching. Machina, I think, is one of the best units in the game, still to this day in JP, and I can't recommend him enough. I'm getting ahead of myself though. So let's finish off talking about Edgar. Edgar is a physical and magic, and physical also includes melee and range, and then magic damage, and he also has some debuffs in his kit. He's got weapon type imperials to help everybody hit weakness damage with whatever weapon type they're hitting. He's got defense ignore in his kit, and he's got sap. Strength wise, again, defense ignore can be handy if boss HP is, or boss defense, is spiking. He can hit all damage types, so any type of FR you need to hit a specific type of damage. Say Kane, for example, he can hit constant range if you wanted to. You can do that, and he can help everybody hit weakness as well. Unfortunately, he provides weakness damage, but he also has weaknesses in that low damage is he's pretty outdated. He's like, what, 10 months old now? No call utility, so it's a hard sell for Edgar at the end of the day, especially if you're not heavily invested in a lance weapon, and if you are, why isn't it on Kane? You feel me? Yeah, it's a little sad. Maybe he'll get a better RFRs one day. So anyways, bring it all together. Before you pull on this banner, what's my opinion? Anyone who's already decided, please do what you gotta do. I don't care if you have a favorite, you're dead set, by all means, do what you gotta. But if you're on the fence, take some of these things into consideration. And just before that, let me give my plans. I already have Machina's BT plus maxed, and I'm going to force enhance him because he's broken and he's really fun to play, and that pressing that special HP attack from his BT never gets old. But that's all I'll invest in on this banner. I don't have Edgar's LD, and I have Desch's kit already, and I got Cam's BT. So this banner does nothing for me, ultimately, and I'm not going to use Desch's FR because I think it's ultimately tricky. So bleeding into my advice for this banner, I think Desch's FR is kind of yikes, because you have to potentially supplement him with another stunner. That makes it a bit awkward because the big stunners aren't the biggest damage dealers, and so you got to compensate with damage otherwise, and you also got to hit thunder, but you got to let them get turns. Desch has a very hard time solo carrying his own FR condition, especially after Cam came, and his is way more easy to hit, especially with his BT in play. So I can't really recommend Desch's FR in any capacity. Even as a defensive unit, I think I'd rather just bring a dedicated tank instead of taking damage reduction. I just don't think Desch really, like in this situation where you need to take less damage, but I don't think there's any situation where I recommend just getting Desch. Yeah, it's just not looking good for him. However, Machina, if you don't have Machina's BT already, you don't have him green, he is a strong recommendation from me, because you don't have to play him as a BT phase new character. I did that initially with him in JP. He can be a cam driver if you're trying to do the launch thing in the ice. He's one of those. But if you're not trying to do that, you're trying to run with more off-turn FRs, Machina fits the bill as well. Like I mentioned earlier, he can do the same thing as Kane, where since he delays himself, he can make calls last even longer. It's a trap debuff, so even if you sub him out for some reason, he provides the same amount of HP cap as Kane, by the way. So he's got off turns. If he gets hit, you put a lock call on potential, you can do even more off turn damage. So Machina, you can pretty much play Machina in any way you want. And if you're interested in this FR down the line, you already have an investment. So my recommendation for this banner, if you don't have Machina's BT, get it. Somehow build Machina. He's a very handy unit. He's got a regular sword ultimate weapon, so he'll probably fit anyone else you're running. But Desch wise and Edgar wise, no. And if you're still looking to pity Cam's BT on a banner, I'd recommend the DFFOO banner coming up. We'll talk about that in a separate video. So let me know what you guys think. Any questions, drop them in the comments. I read stuff generally. And I'll catch you guys later. All right, peace.